Hello, hello, soul love. So we got another intense week of energies. It's Kimberly with Celestial Juju, and we have a eclipse coming up on the 19th in Aries, and then we'll have another one May 5th, May in 2 weeks. So this is the energy. So we've got this eclipse coming up in Aries, and Aries is beginning action. And anytime there's an eclipse, it's an opportunity to start over again. And if you have things in your life that have been holding you back, then they may start over whether or not you thought you were choosing it, because the universe may clear it out of your life and say it's time to move on. So the thing with this one, because we're getting ready to change the nodes. So this eclipse, it starts in Aries, it finishes off in Taurus. And the north node now is in Taurus, but after July, it's going to be in Aries. So it's in this in between of finishing up and new beginnings. And we also have Mercury going retrograde on Friday. So we're already in the shadow of that. So you may be feeling this energy of wanting to start being held back, because sometimes Aries moves into action without thought. It just is reactive. And Taurus is like, nah, I'm just going to sit here for a while. I'm going to be real practical about this and see what happens. So you may be having energy like that for yourself this week. So the last time that we had this, we had an eclipse in Aries was between 2004 and 2005. So these are the historical things that happened. Facebook, YouTube. There was an earthquake in the Indian Ocean. That was actually December of that year. I'm not sure exactly when that. So the eclipse, I don't know exactly when that eclipse hit, but it would have been in the energy of that. There was I'm going totally blank, you all. I've had a migraine all week. That's what these energies have been doing with me. The tsunami that happened, that big, huge tsunami that happened. So that happened during that time. There were bombings in London in July of 2005. So these energies, like that eclipse happens, but then it sets up the energies for energies to be occurring, during these time periods. And Hurricane Katrina hit. And as I said, YouTube launched. So big changes that we saw on the face of Earth, we saw in the collective and things like that. So that's the kind of energies, that action, something new, beginnings, new things starting and things endings. There was a lot of actually life that ended during that time period. So that's where that energy has been. Let's see. What can I say about this today? I don't know if I have this big enough to see. Okay. So the takeaway for the eclipse is it marks the beginning of a new chapter in our lives. And it will achieve our new energies in our life that will achieve. I've got to make this bigger, you all. I can't see it. How can I make this bigger? Hold on just a second. I'm so sorry. I should have looked at that before I got started with you all. I could just squint through the whole thing. Where I've got this migraine, my eyes are even more sensitive than usual, because I don't wear peepers any other time except when I'm on the computer. And for some reason, it seems to help my sensitive blue eyes. That's more information than you all needed. So these are survival tips. These are survival tips for you of how to navigate through these energies. So let's see. I'm sorry. I've got to go back. Okay. So embracing this energy, this Aries impact, because it can bring up old anger issues that are ready to dissolve and to move forth with stuff. So it's courage and it's independence in relationships. And over the year, we've experienced eclipses in Taurus and Scorpio. And so this is going to be the final eclipse of Scorpio will take place on May 5th. So that's the partner's energy of this. And then the final eclipse of Taurus will be in October. So this new wave that's coming in is going to be the Aries, the north and south node will be on Aries in Libra. Okay. So that is the new beginnings of this energy. And so wherever Aries is in your chart, and it's 29 degrees, so it's at the end of it. So it's at the end of the sign. I mean, end of the house is what I mean. It's where this is going to affect you at. So it's a new cycle. So wherever that house is, that's where the new cycle, the theme could be for you. So it's a new cycle, and it's going to occur near the north node of the moon. And so at this point of space represents um hunger and increase. It means that there's a notice and a surge of a cardinal fire energy. It's a cardinal sign. Aries is a cardinal sign. And qualities over this period, including courage, independence, and the cutting edge of first. For example, how it can play out is that you just look at the last eclipses that I talked about and when those were and what that was for you. One of the other things that occurred during that time period was when NASA decided that they were going to explore and land on Mars. So that's Mars energy's beginnings. It's during that time period that energy in the collective took place, or it is said that it took place. So it's that type of energy. It's those kinds of themes and those kinds of stories and the manifestation of that, the exploring, moving forward. What was the practicality of that actually? And it's like it's that kind of energy. So that Aries wants to do blazing trails. And so the downside is when the eclipses happen here, you can expect more competitiveness and more impatience and a heightened preoccupation with yourself. Ourselves, the people are going to be more into that. But at the same time, it's a time to look at that and what is not serving you anymore. Okay. So that's the dark, the light. There is no difference. Okay. It's the energy of that. So the opposition of the South Node is going to be in Libra. So it's going to remind us that we can't forsake our personal relationships for the sake of getting ahead, because the eclipse will ripple across the opposing sign and teach us about the balance and the highlight of the ways of the balance. Okay. So you could you could succeed by greed under this eclipse, which will result of a victory and will feel hollow and unfulfilling. In our world of this web and this interconnectedness, after all, there's one lesson in this cycle of these eclipses, and it wants us to understand that no one wins alone. So that's the other side of it, the community, what it is that Libra brings forth with it. Okay. So so it's going to be a spotlight on leadership and personal growth and how you take that forth. Okay, let's see. So ways to work with the eclipse, because it's an Aries and it's in an energetic fire sign, and the North Node amplifies everything that it touches. This particular eclipse could leave us with the case of the jitters. No wonder I'm off coffee, that I had migraines to get me off coffee. I don't need any jitters right now. Like we've downed too many shots of espresso. And while we're recommended that we rest during this time period, you may have too much energy for that. So you may have odd times of sleep, and if you can take a power nap, then do it. I need one right now. It's like, okay, do I record or do I lay down? And my body probably should have laid down. So the sleep could play hard to get during mid-April, but then there could be other times that you just suddenly need to lay down and take a nap. So you may have that going through your system. And so you want to use things that will soothe your system during this time period. Maybe some Bach remedies, some essential oils. I'll go through stones that you could use, and to breathe. Use your breath. Use your breath to get through this fire energy and go on a cleaning spree. Use up the energy. When the energy comes, like get up and clean up a closet if you have to. Laying there and fighting this, trying to fight to go back to sleep is not going to be the answer. Get up and utilize the energies in some way, whether it's writing, journaling, do jumping jacks, like some way express the energy that's wanting to release. I know I've had a lot of where it's come up in me already, and it's like I have to breathe, and then I may just sound the energies out until the vibration leaves my body. Okay. So a new hobby, because of this Taurus energy too, being outside and grounding, because it's leaving that one house and going in the next house, and the next house is Taurus. So this is right on the verge of that and where this energy is going to be, and especially with that Mercury in retrograde in Taurus. So you got two houses that's being that you're going to feel the effects, two houses that are going to be affected. And that's wherever your Aries is setting and wherever your Taurus is setting, whatever those houses are for you. So use that energy to help soothe this energy out for you. Okay. You might want to take like chamomile, something like that before you try to go to sleep. Whatever it is, I'm not subscribing to you all and prescribing to you in that way, but whatever it is that helps you with the energies. Do your breath work, release the energies, humming, whatever it is that helps you release the energies. Okay. So, yeah, breathe. Avoid making big decisions during this time period. Release the old pin-up energy. Catch the Z's when you can. Prioritize your time. That's what this energy is going to be about, is prioritizing your time. And the anger is going to come up when you feel like that's been taken from you. Okay? And work through your emotions as they come up. Recognize them, notice them, set with them, journal with them, talk to the inner child. That type of energy is going to give you more of a heartwarming energy, and then you could use that to expand it or take it down into your kundalini, into your root, and move it up through your body. Use the energy for life force energy. Okay. Because that energy of you wanting to, if you want to be in nature and to be to yourself and connect to the energy, you may have the connection to that too. And it'd be a good time to journal and find out what is it that your inner self really is looking for. Where does it want to go? And what's its next step that it wants to embrace? Okay, let's move through these energies through the houses. So this is, I'm a Western astrologer using Hosan for this. But like I said, it's wherever your Aries and your Taurus is. Those are the two houses that you're going to want to listen to. So if you have, gosh, I'm going blank. Well, that's how my brain is firing today. Aries. I just was talking about Aries. If your ascendant, your rising sign, your sun or your moon is Aries, then listen up to the energies of this. So the Aries solar eclipse in the first house, it's going to be a surge of energy to focus on self-improvement, personal development, and new beginnings. Expect to refine your identity and set new goals. So, an affirmation for yourself for self and identity is embrace my authentic self and step into the power of courage and confidence. Okay, second house. If your Aries is in second house, and also If your Aries is in first house, then your Taurus is going to be in second house. So you want to listen to this too. Okay, if that's where your Taurus is at. Values, possessions. Wait a minute, why is that there? That is like in the wrong place. I'm so sorry, you all. You are going to want to listen to second house, but for right now, I'm going to 12th house. Okay, so if your Taurus is in your rising sign is in Taurus, is your ascendant. It's a time of introspective energy, spiritual growth, and a focus on releasing of old patterns and healing and finding closure in the past issues. 12th house spirituality and your subconscious. So that is what you want to be listening to. Boy, I am so off. So I trust my intuition and I connect to my higher self, and embracing the spiritual journey that I'm on is the affirmation that you could utilize during this time period. So if your Aries is in your 11th house, so that's probably a Gemini rising sign, new opportunities for networking, friendships with a focus on achieving long-term goals and dreams. Expect to increase social activity and collaborations, friends and community. I cherish my friendship and embrace my role as a valued member of my community is your affirmation that you can integrate during this time period. Okay, 10th house, Aries in your 10th house. You're probably going to be a Cancer rising, advancements, potential, promotions, an increase in public recognition, a time to focus on your professional life and ambitions. So it's career, public reputation. I am focused and determined on pursuing my career and goals, and I attract success and recognition through my hard work. Okay, so Aries in the ninth house, which is going to be your Leos. It's a quest for knowledge, new perspectives, exploring, emphasis on higher education, travel, spiritual beliefs. It's a time to broaden your horizons. So it's higher learning. The affirmation that you could use during this time period is open to expanding my horizons and exploring new perspectives, and I trust the wisdom of my inner guidance. Eighth house, Aries in the eighth house, Virgo rising. Okay, transformation, deep emotional healing, a focus on shared resources, a time to tackle fears and vulnerableness, a possibility to explore the metaphysical realm, transformation, and shared resources. Your affirmation is I embrace change and transformation, trusting that it leads to growth in greater abundance. Aries in the seventh house, your Libra risings, new developments in relationships and partnerships, a time for deepening connections, addressing conflicts, and potential new romantic encounters, relationships, and partnerships. Okay? I'm attracted to healthy, balanced relationships, and I value the growth that comes from this partnership. Aries in the sixth house, which would be our Scorpio risings, focus on health, wellness, and daily routines. It's time to improve work life balance and develop a healthier habits and more efficient and daily task. It's your work and health. Well, I tell you, it's hitting me that way. It's like totally detoxing my body. I am dedicated to my work. This is your affirmation that you can integrate. I am dedicated to my work and I prioritize my physical, mental, and emotional well being. Aries in the fifth house. This is for your Sag rising. Boost of creativity and self expression, potential romantic encounters, time to explore new hobbies and engaging in playful activities, and to nurture your inner child, creativity, and romance. Your affirmation is: I express my creativity with joy and passion, and I welcome love and romance into my life. Aries in the fourth house. More than likely, you are a Capricorn rising. The focus on home, family, and emotional foundations. It's time to create a nurturing environment, strength, and family bonds, and possibly make changes in your living situation of home and family. I create loving and nurturing environment for my home and honor my deep connectedness with my family. Third house Aries. This is going to be Aquarius rising. Enhance communication, learning, and curiosity. Time to engage with your local community and expand your network and sharpen your mental skills. Communication and learning. I communicate through my thoughts and ideas. This is your affirmation. I communicate my thoughts and ideals with clarity, conviction, and I am open to new knowledge and experience. That's the energy that it can bring to you. Okay. So, second house, it's going to be Pisces. It's going to be a focus on financial growth, personal value, self worth, and time to reevaluate your relationships with money, set new financial goals, and explore potential new resources of income. So the affirmation for that would be: I am worthy of abundance, and I trust the universe supports my financial growth and prosperity. Okay, that's all the crystals that you could use to help balance the energies for you during this time period would be carnelian. So carnelian is the energizing stone, and it can help you boost motivation, courage, and the confidence during the Aries solar eclipse. And it can also help you balance the strong Aries energy and keep you grounded. And I just realized I don't have my mic on. Okay, and keep you grounded. Bloodstone is a powerful healing crystal which can help you balance and harmonize the intense energy of the eclipse while providing courage and protection. Citrine, it's one of those stones that doesn't have to be cleansed. It's uplifting and it can energize and help harness the Aries eclipse fiery energy while promoting positivity and abundance. Abundance. Black tourmaline, it's grounding and it's protective, which is really good during this time period because of all the astral debris that's going to be going on. You know, the ancients say, not to be out there dancing in the moonlight and doing rituals during this time period because there's so many portals open and all of that stuff. And they actually didn't look at the eclipses because they believed it was the time that, that the sun and the moon come together and that they were in their own privacies and it wasn't to be looked at. So that you can decide what you want to do with that. I'm not telling you one way or another, but I would use these stones in to bring your energy in instead of going into expansion because you're going to have enough expansion during this time period. Okay, so did I finish the black tourmaline? It's protective. It's one that I would wear. I would wear it, the citrine, the carnelian, the bloodstone during this time period. And it's going to any of the negative energies that may arise during this time period. It can help neutralize that and bring you a sense of balance and stability. Rose quartz is a gentle energy. It's love. It's the compassion, love that you're going to need during this time period. It's going to help balance that assertive Aries energy. That and even rose oil. It's like, yeah, spray this stuff, spray holy water around you and everybody that's around you that their anger issues may be coming up and they don't know how to balance that for themselves. Send them rose quartz, energetically send it to them. It's going to promote love, compassion, and harmony in relationships. So your amethyst, it's going to help calm the mind and enhance intuition during the eclipse. and providing a balance and inner peace. Use it in that way, not for expansion into the third eye. I don't know that you want to see all the chaos that's actually happening in the other realms during this time period that's being projected onto Earth and to Earth's beings. Labradorite. It's a transformational crystal that can help to balance the eclipse energy by encouraging self-discovery, intuition, and spiritual growth. Clear quartz. Now, it's a master healer, but it's also an amplifier. I would not be wearing quartz during this time period. You can put it on your grids, like a grid like that's on this. You could use it in that way to amplify your intentions, but also know if you place these things in your house, don't invoke something that you're opening up portals. Okay. You do not want to open up portals during this time period, people. I'm telling you, do not open portals. Usually it's like some things I just say, this is my opinion. I am warning you, do not open portals during this time period. And how would I know that? Take it from my experience. Don't do it. Okay. So, so you could use it in a grid to amplify your intentions for yourself and be clear about that when you do it and you want to bring balance into it and be specific with those affirmations and intentions that you're doing. Because it's going to, during these time periods, the energy's high. So it's going to go, and it can be a lot of blast to your energy. So just be ready for the fallout. Okay. So it can bring clarity and focus during the time period. Lebanon. I've never known how to pronounce that. It's Epidolite. It's a purple mica looking stone. I have a whole big bunch of them. It's one of my favorite stones. It's really good for balancing the central nervous system. So it is one that I would sleep with it. It's like that you want to be careful about the grids and what you're putting around your bed during the time period and going out. But it and the black tourmaline would be, and the cellulite, which I haven't talked about yet, would be ones that I would use during that time period for protection during the astral traveling times. Okay, so it's a soothing stone. It can help calm the intense Aries energy and promote emotional balance and tranquility and stress relief. So cellulite is a high vibration one. So you could use it. What did I do with my cellulite? You could use it like to clear out the energies, any debris that's in your field and things that's clearing out, any flubbers that's out there that's trying to stick to you. You don't want to bring that in. So it's a high vibrational crystal that can help cleanse and purify the energy during the eclipse and promote spiritual growth, clarity, and connection to your higher realms. So yeah, you want to go in your heart and connect to the higher realms in that way, not out your body and traveling through the astral planes during this time period. It is not a time to be playing in the other realms in that way. That's why sometimes during those time periods we don't sleep, that we're awake. Sometimes I'm not a person with insomnia. When I hit the bed, I sleep. Okay. But sometimes when I do that, and I'll say, hey, what's going on? Then I'm awake. And they'll say, because your ass didn't need to be out there in the astral planes tonight. There's too much going on, too many astral wars happening with all of the different energies. So we're just keeping you awake so that you will stay in your body and not being out there in those zones. So that's up to you if you want to play with those energies. I've already done that, had that t-shirt, wore it, don't even have it anymore, and don't care to be playing in the dimensional garbage right now. Okay. So do that if that's your calling and it's your initiation during this time period. I've already had that initiation. Have had that t-shirt. Okay, so that hopefully that can help you. You can use those stones, you can set your intentions, you can use those affirmations that I gave you. And remember that the houses that it's going to affect, that will be affected, will be where your Aries and where your Taurus is, and also the degrees that those are at. Because it's 29 degrees Aries, and I think it's 18 degree is where the Mercury retrograde that's coming up is in Taurus, and then like I said, it's moving from Aries into Taurus. So that would be the first part. That would be the first part of Taurus. So those degrees are what are going to be affected in your chart. You're going to feel the effects of the eclipse. And in the house, if you have a 29 degrees somewhere else in your chart, then you're going to feel the energy because it's at the same degree. But it's going to be more intense in the houses where those are at. Okay. So that's what you can do. So thank you. Thank you for incarnating. Thank you for being here in this time we call now. Thank you for answering the calling and being here on planet Earth. Yeah. So be blessed. It's